He bought the planet because he wanted silence. Not peace, silence. Kalen had grown sick of Earth's endless noise, of screens flashing lies, of people pretending to care. When the intergalactic trade net listed a barren world named Erebos 9 for auction, he saw it as freedom. One payment, one escape. The transport ship left him with supplies and a flickering AI drone called V. When it flew away, vanishing into the dark between stars. Kalen felt something break inside him, like a chain finally snapping. He built his dome, set up solar fields, and turned the red soil into something livable. He spoke to no one. The planet was his, empty and perfect. Days became weeks. The sun rose, fell, and nothing changed. The silence wasn't heavy, it was clean. He hunted minerals, mapped terrain, slept under a triple sunset. He stopped counting time. Until the morning he saw footprints. They were long, narrow, clawed. Not machine-made, not human. Too organized to be beasts, they led toward the southern ridge, then vanished into dust. V hovered over them, its sensors crackling. No known species match. Warning, intelligent pattern detected. Kalen stared at the horizon. Empty, dead, yet something had walked here. Something alive. The planet he bought to escape humanity had just whispered back. For days he searched the ridges, scanning every shadow. Nothing. But every night, faint sounds drifted through the dome. Movement. Distant clicking like bones tapping stone. He told himself it was the wind. The mind plays tricks when it's too quiet. Then one night, the perimeter alarm flashed red. V shrieked. Motion detected. 3 signatures closing fast. Kalen grabbed his pulse rifle and crept outside. The horizon was a blur of sand and starlight. But then he saw them. 3. Silhouettes gliding through the storm, tall, lean, female. When they emerged into the light, he froze. They were humanoid but alien, bronze skin, eyes glowing blue, braided hair laced with bone fragments. Their armor looked handmade from wreckage and animal hide. The one in front raised a spear tipped with alloy shards. Her voice cut through the wind, translated by V's weak AI. Male, alive! He didn't understand what she meant. But the hunger in her eyes wasn't violent, it was desperate. The other 2 staggered behind her. Weak, trembling, like they hadn't eaten in days. Kalen lowered his weapon. You're trespassing, he said, voice shaking. The leader tilted her head, almost smiling. We thought this world was dead. And in her starving gaze, Kalen saw something more dangerous than hunger. Hope. He let them inside. V protested, screaming about contamination, but Kalen ignored it. The 3 collapsed on the floor, too weak to stand. He fetched rations, water, wrapped them in thermal blankets. The AI hovered nervously, scanning their vitals. Severe malnutrition. Genetic markers unknown. When the leader awoke, her eyes fixed on him. You saved us, she said through the translator. Her voice cracked like dry earth. I am Sael. These are my sisters. We are the last of our hunt. The last? Kalen asked. She nodded. Our world Orvath died. Wars burned it. Our tribe scattered to the stars. We have not seen a male in 1,000 cycles. He froze. 1,000? What? Sael touched his wrist gently, as if confirming he was real. Finally, she whispered. A male. He stepped back, pulse racing. He didn't know what they wanted, or what they'd do once they regained strength. But something in her tone, a strange reverence, kept him from throwing them out. They slept for 2 days straight. Outside, storms howled across the plains. And Kalen, the man who came here to live alone, watched over them like a reluctant guardian. The planet wasn't empty anymore, and neither was his fate. Within a week, the Huntresses recovered. Sael moved with quiet strength, fixing her broken spear using Kalen's tools. The younger one, Nara, explored everything, asking about his machines, his food, his voice. Lisha, the 3rd, stayed silent, always watching him like a hawk. They helped him hunt for minerals and repair filters. Slowly, the dome filled with sound again. Footsteps, whispers, even laughter. Kalen hated how alive it felt, and how much he needed it. One night, while they ate together, Sael told him more. Her species once thrived on Orvath, hunter tribes ruled by fierce matriarchs. But without males, their numbers dwindled. We searched the stars, she said softly. Every world we found was dead. Until now. Kalen shook his head. I didn't come here to be found. Sail looked at him steadily. Yet you were. For a long time, neither spoke. Outside, lightning rolled across the horizon, flashing against the dome. He had come to escape humanity, but destiny had other plans written in alien blood. Weeks passed. The Huntresses grew stronger, faster, more confident. Together, they rebuilt solar grids, expanded the dome, and turned Erebos 9 into something survivable. Kalen began to feel purpose. Then came the Skyfire. V detected it first, a massive ship entering orbit. Kalen ran outside, scanning the heavens. A scavenger craft, armed, branded with a pirate insignia. Sail's face turned pale. They destroyed our last tribe, she whispered. They will come again. Kalen's blood ran cold. He had a few weapons, but not enough to face an army. They hid underground as the ship landed nearby. Through camera feeds, Kalen saw armored raiders kicking through the sand, laughing. Heat signatures confirmed, one barked. We've got survivors. Kalen looked at Sail. If they find us, they'll kill everyone. Sail lifted her spear, eyes fierce. Then we hunt. The man who came to live alone was about to fight for more lives than his own. The battle began under crimson skies. Kalen used his engineering mind like a weapon, rigging plasma mines, booby-trapped drones, electric fences. The Huntresses moved like shadows, attacking with precision born from starvation and rage. The first explosion lit the desert like dawn. Raiders fell screaming. Sail and Leisha cut through them with savage grace, while Kalen sniped from above the ridge, pulse rifle blazing. For the first time, he wasn't surviving, he was defending. When the dust settled, smoke rose from the wreckage. The scavenger ship burned, half buried in red sand. Sail, bleeding from her arm, turned to him. You fight like our kind, she said softly. He wiped blood from his face. Maybe I finally found mine. War had taken his world once, but this time he wasn't running. After the battle, Erebos 9 changed. They rebuilt what was broken, salvaged parts from the raider ship, and expanded the settlement. The Huntresses began to call him Kalen, reshaping his name in their tongue, meaning one who returns light. At night, he'd sit outside with Sail, watching 3 suns drift across the horizon. She told him stories of Orvath, the great hunts, the Skyfire festivals, the songs of their lost males. We thought they'd rise again, she whispered, but they never did. Kalen looked at her. Maybe they didn't die. Maybe they just became something else. Sail smiled faintly. Then you are proof that hope never truly ends. In her alien eyes, he saw the reflection of a future that shouldn't exist, but might. Months passed. Erebos 9 bloomed. The soil turned fertile under their labor. Hydropods flourished and laughter filled the once dead air. The planet that was supposed to be his tomb became a cradle. Then one morning Nara screamed from the ridge. Kalen rushed up, rifle ready, then froze. Dozens of ships floated through the sky, drifting like silver ghosts. Our sisters, Sail breathed. They found us. The ships descended, landing gently across the dunes. Hundreds of Huntresses stepped out, weak, hollow-eyed, but alive. And when they saw Kalen, they stopped as if witnessing a miracle. Finally, one whispered. A male. The myth of the lost male had become flesh, and destiny had just multiplied. The new arrivals built shelters, planted fields, and sang under the alien moons. Kalen became a symbol, though he never asked to be one. Scientists among them studied his DNA, whispering about balance and rebirth. Sail stood beside him through it all. You gave us back what time stole, she said. You brought life. But Kalen shook his head. No, you gave me life. I was already dead when I came here. They built a monument. From the wreckage of the raider ship, a reminder that even emptiness can become creation. And every night when he walked among them, he felt the silence he once craved replaced by something better, belonging. He came to disappear, but now the universe was beginning again through him. Years turned into decades. Erebos 9 thrived. Children ran through the dunes, half human, half huntress, living proof of survival. The triple suns no longer burned red. They rose golden, warm, alive. Kalen grew older, slower, his once steady hands trembling. Yet every time Sail smiled at him, the world still felt new. He often sat outside the dome, staring at the horizon that once promised nothing, and now held everything. When the end came, Sale was beside him. She took his hand, her voice trembling like the first night they met. "You came to live alone," she whispered, "and you gave us a future." He smiled faintly. "Guess I bought the right planet." She pressed her forehead to his and whispered, "Finally, a male." The suns rose. The wind carried laughter across the dunes, and the man who once sought silence left behind a world full of life. The planet he bought to die alone became the heartbeat of a new civilization.